I'm going to read my notes. I'm a little bit new at this, but just to let you know a little bit about my background, I've been a registered nurse for well over 50 years. The last 30 years working with Alzheimer's dementia specific patients, teaching caregivers what to do. And then around 2019, I started having some visual problems that I decided to be on the safe side to stop driving. And then in 2020, this is where I may tear up. I lost my son, my brother, lost my son, my mother, my brother, and a cousin, all within a few months of each other. And it was during COVID time. We were isolated. We couldn't even do funerals. It was really bad. I couldn't sleep. Depression, severe anxiety, which I'd never really had that like that before. And then later that year, at some point, I don't even remember, I had tendonitis in my right leg, and I couldn't turn over at night in bed. I couldn't walk. I couldn't get out of chairs. I couldn't get off the couch. I couldn't get into people's cars. So, I'm not driving, and I couldn't even get in other people's cars to go someplace. So I was very isolated, very depressed, anxiety like I've never had before. Wasn't exercising, eating way too much, all the wrong things, and really not seeing any hope in looking forward. And then in 2023, these two amazing people who happen to be relatives, Bonnie Delavante Keene and David Delavante, kind of double teamed me and was telling me about these patches. And again, I'm a nurse. How can anything work that's not a pill? But I trust these two people implicitly. So, okay, so I gave it a try. And I was not a one patch wonder. 3 months, I'm like, do I feel something? My leg's not quite as bad. Maybe I'm sleeping. I'm not really sure, but we'll give it a try. And but then I noticed I've had a scar from a different cousin on my arm since I was 3 years old, and I will be 73 next month. So for 70 years, I've had a scar, and I looked, and it's there, but not as much as it was before. And I thought, well, that's odd. And then I went to the eye doctor to get my cataract surgery scheduled, and I went through the whole thing, and the doctor says, your cataracts are gone. You don't need surgery. And I was like, how does that happen? You don't exercise your eyes. It's not like you can do something special. The only thing I've done is wear X39 and Eon for 3 or 4 months. And then at that point, I came home and I said to David and David Delavante and Bonnie, okay, what is this? And then I ordered more patches, and I started watching whatever I could. So I added around the 4th month, I added an X49, and then I noticed the inflammation in my leg has gone down. The pain has gone from a 10 to a 2. I can get it. People are saying to me, oh, you got my car easier. Like they're like surprised. I'm getting into, because I go in Ubers or whoever's taking me wherever. But I'm also going out more. I wasn't going anyplace. So now I'm going out more. So then somebody told me about another patch called SP6 and energy enhancers, because I've always been overweight my whole life, even in my head. So food has talked to me. I've had noises, could never shut anything up. I got on these patches, and next thing, I had already had increased energy, and now I have even more. The anxiety's gone down, and I have this feeling of general well-being. I don't have an appetite. I don't have cravings for chocolate or salt or whatever. I'm eating healthier because it's a lot easier. I'm not eating as much, and I'm going to start to lose weight. And then because I'm not driving, and from my past work experience, I have a concierge doctor that comes to the house, and she knows me from before, and she takes my blood pressure, and normally it's not real high, but it's, 20 years I've taken blood pressure pills, and she says to me, your blood pressure is like a teenager. I'm like, okay. She said, what are you doing? I said, I've told you, I'm wearing the patches. That's all I've done, and eating better, a little more active, but no exercise. So she starts weaning me off my blood pressure pills. Now, again, I'm 73 years old. You don't usually get off of blood pressure pills. So now she's weaning me off of blood pressure pills. And and I'm not anxious, so I'm off the anxiety pill. Well, then I really start to lose weight because apparently blood pressure pills help you keep the weight on and gain weight. And then my blood work, I've never really had an issue. I'm not diabetic or whatever, but the signs were there creeping up. What they call the A1C was starting to go up. And as a nurse, I'm like, we're not going there. Again, didn't do anything different, but wearing the patch. She rechecks it a few months later. The A1C is down to perfectly normal. And like, it had to be the patch. So she just laughs at me. And then now we're into like a year. So I've lost more than 30 pounds. They're changing my thyroid dose, which I've had again most of my life. I don't need as high dose. I have more energy. My balance has improved. I'm out walking, not as much as I used to, but I'm out walking with friends a mile, half a mile, a few times a week. I'm getting in and out of cars. And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, I could not turn over in bed, and now I'm flipping over in bed and flipping back. I still need a little help. My daughter rolls her eyes at me because she comes over and helps, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm out more socially with younger people. So they have music. So I was up dancing, which I hadn't danced in a while, and I love to dance. I used to dance 4 nights a week. I'm up dancing. Some creative thing is happening. I learned how to do watercolor painting. So everybody got for the Christmas gifts, handmade cards or whatever. And then I started thinking was when I got into this, I was a little concerned about money. I'm single. I raised 2 kids. I lost one, but I still have, my daughter, whatever. She's on her own, but still you think about that. But now I'm like, I'm not paying for as many medications as a few months ago. I'm not buying as much groceries, so that bill's gone down. I'm out more, but everybody says, I'll come pick you up. There's something's happening where they're like, oh, Alice, come on, I'll come get you. I'm like, okay. And then the latest thing, when she shows some pictures, because obviously losing my son did a number on me, but my nephew just had a brand new baby not even a month ago. And you can see the difference from that first picture, and they're holding a 2-week-old baby. That was just this January. This just actually last Friday.
Alice, I just want to say that the light in your eyes and in your smile in those pictures is absolutely evident and just incredible. What a story.